All right, people, I am back and we're going to continue. All right, not going to waste a lot of time. Let's go ahead and get in it, okay? Understand. All right.
They built their kingdom on bloodshed during the times of the Gentiles. The Roman Catholic Church and the king and queen over there at that time were Gentiles. Okay? The Greeks were Gentiles. All right? The Romans, Gentiles. The revived Roman Empire, Gentiles. Who's been ruling the world? The Gentiles. The European, Caucasian, pale-skinned people. Those are the people that are in authority today. At the end of the times of the Gentiles. And now it's time for them to reap what they and all of their forefathers have sown all of this time during their rule upon the earth. And it's time for the seed of the covenant lands to be restored to our original position. Because we have been living in illusion, a counterfeit reality. Yes, a false reality. It's been like I've been living a nightmare. That's what my life seemed like. My life seemed like I was living a nightmare that I desperately want to wake up from. And now I've been given the clarity and the understanding that hell yes, I was living one hell of a nightmare. And now that I am awake, it's time for us to be restored to our original position and get back every single thing that was forcefully stolen. See, the Great Spirit allowed this for a certain amount of time. It was not for eternity. It was only during the times of the Gentiles. And now your time is up. Now your only option is to humble yourself like a child, unlearn the lies and the indoctrination that you've been force-fed all your life, relearn via the Spirit of truth, come into the light, cleave to the vine, the seed that was left here in order to help you, or harden your heart to this truth. Stay in darkness. Go with the lies and the deceptions that you've been taught to believe your entire life. Keep living your illusion till it blows up in your face.
Now, you have free agency to choose the latter if that's what you choose to do. Okay? Let's go over a little bit of this. All right? Let's take it step by step. Christians, the evangelical Christians, all right, want to totally ignore all the bloodshed that was spilt upon this earth, especially here in the Americas, bringing about Christianity. They don't want to acknowledge the atrocities that has been done upon this earth and here in the Americas in order to establish the religion of Christianity. They want to continue to ignore the tribulation of the ancient seed of Israel and a direct descendants of the Messiah. They can care less about how life has been hell on this earth for us while they have lived in their blessing. Understand, the American dream that was laid out for all nations was our nightmare. My life has been a nightmare. All my life, I seen this for this group of people. Oh, well, me and my people were suffering in poverty, being ruled over by people that look like this. Not saying that all people that look like this is evil, but all my life growing up, I seen how people that look like this got to live in what is a blessing. Okay, like all my life, I seen that they got to live better than me and my people. Okay, and I wondered why. Okay, but I can never find the answer to why. Like, why did we have to work 2 and 3 times harder than all of these other nations all around us? And yet we're still impoverished. And only like a handful of our people supposedly become successful in this world. Okay? And those that are highly successful in this world is either the entertainment or part of the political system, but their mindset is that of these people. Okay, because they think the same way, they say the same things. And the reason I separated the entertainment apart from those who join the system and politically and business wise and things like that, because they don't let you in there unless you have their mindset. But hey, they'll accept any nigga that can score a goal, that can entertain, okay? And they try to control them, but a lot of times they can't control them. All right, but they will never allow anyone that they cannot control in their political system. All right? Oh no. You have to think like them in order to be that. That's why when they put our people, on CNN or Fox News or whatever the hell, and they're speaking politically, they'll be the ones in favor of great atrocities and all of these things. Guess what? They have a Gentile mentality. All right, their Gentile mentality wrapped in our suit. Okay, they're wrapped in an Aboriginal suit, but have a Gentile mentality. All right, so don't let that fool you. All right, I bring this out so many times. How hold on a second. It's not about skin color. All right, it's about good versus evil. Because there's many of my people who are the same today as they were back in these days during the times of the Greeks. All right? First Maccabees 1:11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many. Okay? Who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. Okay? So they chose to join with the heathens. Alright? But guess what, Gentiles? You don't have to remain evil just because your people were evil. You can choose to come to the side of righteousness and join with us. Okay? Just like my people, They could have chose to humble themselves to the Great Spirit and accept the punishment, but no, they chose to forsake our power and go after the power of the heathens. Join themselves to the heathens. Okay? So it's not about skin color. It's about right and wrong. Good versus evil. Okay? Now, understand. I witnessed this my whole life. Okay? So let's go back over here. Alright? So I know that the Europeans as a whole have lived in their blessing. Okay? The time of the Gentiles was your blessing. Christians, European Christians, and all you nations that are upon the blessed lands. Okay? You're upon lands that got 4 seasons. That's Shem's land. You're upon the lands that were colonized, and now you're calling yourself the name of the people who were originally there, like Mexicans in Mexico. Those who are calling themselves Mexicans today were not the original Mexicans. Those who are calling themselves Cubans today are not the original Cubans. Those who are calling themselves Americans today are not the original Americans. Okay? We can keep going. Colombians, all right? Hawaiians, okay? All of the original were copper-colored people who were destroyed and replaced by those who invaded. Okay? Yes, you've been living in the time of your blessing because you made a covenant with the worst of the heathen. All you nations. Psalms 83. Okay? I bring it out so many times. Psalms 83. The Most High is going to triumph, okay? Keep not thy silence, O power, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, look, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. It lists all of these nations, including some of our own people, okay, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. The Great Spirit allowed this for a period of time. But you are about to be made like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind. Okay? You're going to be as fire burneth wood. Okay? And as flames setteth upon the mountains. Okay? You are about to be dealt with, wicked people. Alright? They have consulted. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. Okay? 1 second. I got so much stuff up, bro, but I need to bring out something right quick. This, oh goodness sakes, hold on. This is going to be from a book entitled America Before, okay, by Graham Hancock. All right, Graham Hancock, America Before, the key to Earth's lost civilization. Okay, this is in reference to they have said, Come, let us cut them off. Oh, they taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They took crafty counsel and said, Come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Okay? Now hold on. Forgotten America. All right. At the outset of the 20th century, many scholars took the view that the Americas had been devoid of any human presence until less than 4,000 years ago. To put that in perspective, by 4,000 years ago, the civilization of Egypt was already ancient. Let me go ahead and skip on down a little bit. So why should the Americas have escaped this global migration and the seemingly unstoppable march toward high civilization until so late? The answer, perhaps, is that the most influential figure in disseminating and enforcing the view that the quote New World had only recently been populated by humans was a frowning and fearsome anthropologist named, alas, Hitchlicker, okay, who in 1903 was selected to head the newly created division of physical anthropology at the Smithsonian Institution's National Museum of Natural History in Washington, D.C. There he would remain until his death in 1943. Okay, he died in 1943. Deploying his intimidating authority all the way up to his death. He was deploying his intimidating authority as, quote, the most eminent physical anthropologist of his time, end quote. The gatekeeper of humankind's recent origins in the New World. Okay? Quote, the gatekeeper of humankind's recent origins in the New World. End quote. He was used to quash any and every attempt to suggest great human antiquity in the Americas. He was used to quash any and every attempt to suggest great human antiquity in the Americas. Frank H. Roberts, a colleague of his, is that in the Smithsonian, would later admit of this period. Quote, questions of early men in America became virtually taboo, and no anthropologist desirous of a successful career would attempt the fate of ostracism by intimating that he had discovered indications of respectable antiquity for the Indian, end quote. But eminence can only suppress facts for so long. And throughout hold on, I got a little bit more here. Throughout the 1920s and 1930s, compelling evidence began to emerge that people had reached the Americas thousands of years earlier than that gatekeeper supposed. Of particular importance in this gradual undermining of the great man's authority was a site called Blackwater Draw near the town of Clovis, New Mexico, where bones of extinct Ice Age mammals were found in 1929 and assumed rightly to be very old. The Smithsonian sent a representative, Charles Gilmore, to take a look at the site. But perhaps unsurprisingly, under that gatekeeper's malign shadow, he concluded that no further investigation was justified. Anthropologist Edgar B. Howard of the University of Pennsylvania disagreed. All praises to the Most High. See, all Europeans are not evil. Some are truth seekers. And the truth seekers of the Europeans are of the Great Spirit. Because the Great Spirit is the truth. Okay? The eternal truth. Alright? So those that are seeking eternal truth are seeking for the Great Spirit. They are the ones that will have the ears to hear. They are the ones that will be used to do righteousness. Okay? This European was righteous. Okay? Let me see if I can find a picture of him. Edgar B. Howard. I'm sure he was slandered a lot. Okay? Why they got him upside down? That's crazy. Why they got him upside down, bro? Wow, this is how Google portrays this brother. Okay? That's not the same one, I don't think. Okay, Edgar B. Howard. They got him upside down. Why? American antiquity. Evidence of early man in North America. All right, and we always had, mixed multitudes dwelling with us, but they sought together with one consent to hide us. All right, they sought to hide us. All right, yeah, they sought to hide us and bring about a whole false ass reality. All right, so they got this brother upside down for some reason. Okay, like wow, bro. Oh goodness sakes, they got him upside down. This is the first time I looked him up. Looked him up real time. Alright, they got him upside down, bro. They disrespect him. They don't respect him. Alright? But I respect him. I respect him because he had the balls to speak the truth. Okay? So, anthropologist Edgar B. Howard of the University of Pennsylvania disagreed. He began excavations at Blackwater Draw in 1933, quickly finding quantities of beautifully crafted stone projectiles with distinctive fluted points, so called on account of a characteristic vertical flute or channeled cut into the base. The points were found in direct association with, and in a few cases even buried between the ribs of, extinct Ice Age fauna, such as Columbian mammoth, camel, horse, bison, saber-toothed cat, and dire wolf. In 1935, on the basis of these finds, Howard published a book in which he concluded that it was possible that humans had been in North America for tens of thousands of years. Further seasons of meticulous fieldwork followed before he presented his findings to widespread approbation. approbation. Let's find out what that word is. Approbation. Approval or praise. All right. So let's keep reading. All right. Let's see here. Yeah. All right. Further seasons of meticulous field work followed before he presented his findings to widespread praise and acceptance at a prestigious international forum on early man and the origins of the human race held in Philadelphia on March 18th through the 20th in 1937. Now, this gatekeeper dude was there, all right? He glowingly ignored. Hold on, let So basically, he he was mean about it. He meanly ignored him. Let's see if this is a correct definition. All right. How do you spell that? Let me go back. Let's see. Glower. Yes. Oh, ing then ly. Having anger. Yeah, he was mad. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. All right. Look angry, okay? As to signal disapproval. All right? Frown. Lord, scowl. Frown with displeasure. Okay? Like he was betraying his race. This is why Google has him upside down. Okay? Oh goodness. All right. So this gatekeeper dude, with a menacing scroll on his face, ignored the implications of the discoveries at Blackwater Draw and instead used his time on stage to reaffirm his long-held position that for American Indians, quote, so far as skeletal remains are concerned, there is at this moment no evidence that will justify the assumption of great, i.e., geological antiquity. End quote. So it's basically what they say. Is what these wicked people say is the truth. And if you say anything different, then there's something wrong with you. But the clock was ticking. This gonna cut off, okay? So I don't have any more of this. But the clock was ticking before and after 1943, the year in which both Howard and this guy died. Further discoveries of fluted points of the Blackwater Draw type, increasingly referred to as Clovis points, after the nearby, and it cuts off, okay? So I basically read that to show you, a past not so much hidden as denied, okay? Is a past that's not so much hidden as denied, all right? Why is it denied? Why was it hidden? Because our enemies made a tumult, okay? There's a reason they hate us. There's a reason they hate the Most High and make it like there ain't no God, okay? There ain't no power outside of the power of money and clout and status, honors of men, okay? They took crafty counsel against thy people. They consulted against thy hidden ones, okay? They said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. Let's cover up who they were in the Americas before it was discovered by Christopher Columbus. That the name of Israel may be in no more of remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are all confederate with one another against us, against the truth. Okay? So if you want to remain confederate with those who established this unrighteous system, you see all of these nations that are listed, including our own damn people who made a covenant with the worst of the heathen. Okay? You want to remain with them confederate? Alright, against the truth, against the light, against righteousness, against what is right, against morality, against justice. Understand, you are about to reap great destruction. Now, the choice is yours, people. Now let's finish this up, alright? The times of the Gentiles was your blessing, alright? All of you who have been confederate, alright, with the Gentiles. Christianity and all religions was spread by way of the sword. Christianity is the number one religion that was spread by way of the sword, okay? And to the seed of Jacob, the aboriginal seed of the colonized lands, so-called Negroes, those that are Christians, understand how you were made to become a Christian. Our ancestors were forced into Christianity by the sword and by beatings, by torturings, okay? They forced us to follow the religion of our oppressor. The oppressed and the oppressor does not have the same God. Okay? Their God is the God of gold. We went over it in the first video. Please peep the first video. Okay? I don't do this for my health. Okay? I took the time to do the first video. So go watch the first video so that you get all the information. Okay? The oppressor's God is gold. Okay? But our power is the almighty power that gives the breath of life and put that eternal law in motion. Okay? Time intervals have been set in motion by our power, our God. Okay? So understand, you can't serve two masters. For either you will love one and hate the other, or you will despise the one and cleave to the other. Okay? You cannot serve both the Great Spirit and money. Okay? Done with that one. Now, clearly, these people sought for the riches of the world. Their God is the God of gold. You can clearly see it. Okay? They impoverished nations of people, all so that they could live lavishly for over 2,000 years. This is what they have done. Your so-called queen, no longer alive on the earth now. The 70 shepherds have begun to die off. The British monarchy is historically responsible for more than 100 million worldwide deaths, yet it continues to be celebrated by the media. Why is that? She owned the largest clear-cut diamond in the world, known as the, quote, Great Star of Africa. All right, and it may not even be that. It may be a lie. It could be the Great Star of America for all we know. They lied about everything. Okay? The 530 carat gem was mined, they claim, in South Africa. And back in 1905, that's when they said that it was mined, okay, in South Africa. And I'm not saying that it can't be true. It could be. All right? I'm just saying I don't take face value what they say. All right? Because I know America has a lot of gems as well. Okay? And gold. All right? But they say that the 530 carat gem was mined in South Africa back in 1905 and has an estimated worth of $400 million. Okay? Could have ended world poverty with just that right there. Why is the Aboriginal people in Africa starving to death? While she walking around with this, she was walking around with that. That is absolutely insane. If that ain't the epitome of selfishness, I don't know what is. Okay? But the world has been complacent with it. First Maccabees 1:7-9. When the Greeks came into power, the times of the Gentiles, all right, they were the time. That was the beginning of the times of the Gentiles. The time. That was the Greeks. And when they came into power, evils were multiplied in the earth. Okay? They ruled with a sword. They came to destroy. They were the pale horse that came to destroy. They were the white horse that came to conquer and then destroy. Okay? The Romans, the worst of the heathen. Okay? Ancient Rome, well, they're not really ancient, but, the Romans back in the day. The worst of the heathen, they came after the Greeks. This was during the times era. Okay? So you had the time of the Greeks, and then you have the time of the Romans, the Roman Empire. The Messiah was born back then, the promised anointed one. Okay, and was crucified. All right, back then. Okay, you don't think that the revived Roman Empire has been established since then? How in the hell can you think there's been no prophecy playing out all of this time for 2,000 years? How the hell can you think that the revived Roman Empire is coming in the future? Nah. Is present day captivity for the holy people. We've been trodden underfoot this entire time. Yeah, the Edomites joined with the Gentiles, instilling the blessing from the holy people. So, yes, they established their dominance here in the fourth part of the earth. And they forced all humanity to bow down to it. 1492 AD to present day. This wasn't the revived Roman Empire. This got established in 1776. All right? So that was more like the half a time when this was brought into existence. So you can just imagine how close we are to the end of this. How many years it's been since 1776 and they established this wickedness in the United States? The earth was allowed to go into the hands of the wicked. For a time, times, and half a time. That's the last final bit of time that the wicked is allowed to have the reins of the earth. And now the children of light is here, and we ask you, where's the righteousness? They had the possession. They are the 70 shepherds that the Great Spirit allowed to take possession of the earth. But where's the morality? Where's the righteousness? They have set themselves up in authority. 1945, the United Nations was established. So they established themselves on top. What they say is what goes as truth. This is how they forced their ideology upon all humanity. Alright? But understand that you're in the time of judgment. Because of the stubbornness and the unrepentant heart, you are stirring up wrath for yourself in a day of judgment and the revelation of the righteous. Romans 2:5. You want to follow the children of light. You want to cleave to the children of light. We're not here to mislead you. We're not here to oppress you. We're not here to bring tyranny upon you. We're here to help you. We are the solution. All creation has been waiting and groaning for us to come forth. I was born for this. The children of light are full of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding by way of the Spirit. Let's look at John 16 right quick. See, I take my time with this, people, so that there ain't gonna be no excuses. You know, and like I said in the beginning, the first video, I don't do this in order to hurt people. Okay? These things have I spoken unto you, that you should not be offended. If you are offended, that means that you are wicked. You are allowing your ego to control you. You have to subdue your ego so that you are not offended by the truth. Okay? But yeah, I'm not welcome amongst many people. Many people reject me. Many people want to hate on me. And you think that you're doing the service of the Most High by making yourself an adversary against me, ostracizing me. All of these things they do unto us because they have not known the Father, nor the promised anointed one, the Messiah, who the world calls Jesus. But these things have I told you, that when the time shall come, you may remember that I told you of them. And these things I said not unto you at the beginning, because I was with you. But now I go my way to him that sent me. And none of you asketh me, where do you go? But because I have said these things unto you, sorrow has filled your heart. This is the Messiah speaking. All right? Telling our people that he can't stay with us physically forever. But that he gonna send us the Spirit. Sorry about that. That he gonna send us the Spirit, okay? He says, nevertheless, I tell you the truth. It is expedient for you that I go away. For if I go not away, the Comforter, the Holy Spirit, will not come unto you. But if I depart, I will send the Spirit unto you. And when the Spirit of truth come, he will reprove the world of sin and let you know what is righteous and warn you of the coming judgment because of sin, because you are not being obedient to the eternal law of love, life, purity, and all things good. You've casted off morality for the love of money and materialistic things. Therefore you have caused great suffering. We are to let you know of the coming judgment. We're to let you know to come out of her, my people, so that you be not a partaker of her iniquity, because the prince of this world is about to be judged. He said at that time that he had many things to say unto us, but at that time we would not have been able to bear it. Okay? But howbeit, when he, the Spirit of truth, is come, he will guide us into all truth. For he will not speak of himself, but whatsoever he shall hear, that's what he will speak. And he shows us things to come. The Spirit of truth dwells with the children of light upon the earth that's been risen up in the land of our captivity and brought back to remembrance of who we are. All right? We glorify the Most High. Okay? For he shall receive of mine. We will be shown. Okay? And we are instructed to show it unto you. All the things that the Father has are the Messiah's. Therefore said I, that we shall take of what he was given, and we shall show it unto the world. Those who have the ears to hear, the heart to receive, and the eyes to see. All right? Verily, verily, I say unto you, that you shall weep and lament, but the world shall rejoice. See, I've been living this. I've been living a life of hell while the people of the world have been rejoicing and living lavishly, sending gifts one to another, acting like everything is hunky-dory and like nothing is wrong. But I'm living a life of oppression and tyranny, in poverty, being forced to slave for my bare necessities. I have been living a life of sorrowfulness, but our sorrow is going to be turned into joyfulness. A woman, when she is in travail, has sorrow, because her hour is come. But as soon as she is delivered of the child, she remembereth no more the anguish for joy that a man is born into the world. So, once the childbirth pains is over and a woman is holding her precious beloved baby that she gave birth to, she is filled with joy, not concerned about the pain that it took to deliver the baby. See, all of this pain and suffering and sorrow that the children of light have been experiencing this whole entire time, being in the fire of the refiner. Hold on. See, then I will bring the remaining third into the fire, and I will refine them like silver is refined. And I will allow them to be tested like gold is tested. But we call upon his name, and he answers us. He's answering us. We return from our stiff-necked ways, from our wicked deeds. So he's hearing from heaven. He's forgiving our sins, and he's going to heal our land. So he's answering us. He's going to declare that we are his people, and that he is our power. He's going to deliver us, okay? So all of this sorrow that we've had to endure, understand, when we are delivered, we're no more going to remember the pain of the birthing of this. And in that day, We will not have to ask for anything. Verily, verily, I say unto you, whatsoever you shall ask in my Father's name will be given unto you. All right? It's going to come a point in time where the AMs are going to take their place. All right? Those who were allowed to partake of the blessings of Lucifer, and they have an abundance of the blessings of Lucifer, they're going to use it for righteousness' sake. We're not going to want or need for anything. We won't even have to ask. They're going to be looking out for us. They're going to be the AMs taking their place. All right? Hitherto have you asked nothing in my name. Ask and you shall receive, that your joy may be full. These things have I spoken unto you in proverbs, in parables. But the time cometh when I shall no more speak unto you in proverbs and parables, but shall show you plainly of the Father. And that's what the children of light is here to do. Give you these things plainly. But because we have been given these things plainly, in like with crystal clarity, it's caused a lot of people to hate me. It's caused a lot of people to literally detest me. Okay? And call me crazy. At that day ye shall ask in my name, and I say not unto thee that I pray the Father for you. For the Father himself loveth you, because you have loved me, and have been obedient. And he was obedient. He fulfilled his mission. All right? He came from the Most High. He fulfilled his mission upon the earth. Hold on. Because you have loved me and have believed that I came from the Most High. Yes, he did come from the Most High. And he fulfilled his mission upon the earth. And those that are his sheep, we hear his voice and we follow suit. Okay? I came forth from the Father, and I am come into the world. But again I leave the world and I go to the Father. He is celestial. Okay? The Messiah was celestial. He came from the celestial kingdom down into mortality and demonstrated how to keep the eternal laws of love, life, and purity. Okay? Demonstrated it all the way unto death. We are to follow suit. Okay? Now, Behold, the hour cometh, yea, it is now come, that you shall be scattered, every man to his own, and shall leave me alone. Okay, because we were, remember I showed you the wisdom, the odes of Solomon, how they forced us to vomit up our wisdom and take on mindlessness. Okay, so they stamped out the truth for a period of time, and they forced a false reality upon all humanity and all creation. So we had to be awakened at a certain period of time. He awakened us. All right. Says, and yet I am not alone, because the Father is with me. All right. These things have I spoken unto you, that in me you might have peace. All right. Those of us who are his sheep, we have his peace. All right. In the world you shall have tribulation. Why is it that Christianity teaches that if you are right with Jesus, then you should not have no tribulation? Why do they teach that we're supposed to be in prosperity? That's a false doctrine. Okay? Because the Messiah said that in the world we will have tribulation. But it tells us to be of good cheer, because he overcame the world. Those that are his sheep will also overcome the world. But we have to endure till the end. Okay? Tribulation. Alright, so we checked out John 16. Now we're going to go to, I don't know if I even have this, Jasher 3:24. Let me see. Jasher 3:24. Let's see if we can actually look it up. Alright, let's see. This comes from Enoch, you know. Alright, and this says 24 through 36. So let's start here. Alright. When at that time Enoch heard this, he went and assembled all the inhabitants of the earth and taught them wisdom and knowledge and gave them divine instructions. And he said to them, I have been required to ascend into heaven. I therefore do not know the day of my going. And now therefore I will teach you wisdom and knowledge, and I will give you instruction before I leave you, how to act upon the earth, whereby you may live. And he did so. Okay? Now Enoch would be considered black today. Okay? But for some reason, in today's society, the ideology and the mentality is that all knowledge and civilization and wisdom, understanding, all of this came from the Greeks. How is that? When they came in at the end, during the final part of the tribulation of the holy people. How did civilization start with the Greeks? You should ask yourself that. Because civilization did not begin with the Greeks. Alright? Before the Greeks, we had the knowledge and the understanding and the clarity, the wisdom of all things. And he taught them wisdom and knowledge and gave them instruction. And he reproved them. And he placed before them statutes and judgments to do upon the earth. And he made peace among them. And he taught them everlasting life. And dwelt with them some time, teaching them all these things. And at that time the sons of men were with Enoch, and Enoch was speaking to them. And they lifted up their eyes, and a likeness of a great horse descended from heaven, and the horse paced in the air. This is a chariot, which would be considered a UFO today. This is the best way that they could describe something coming up out of the sky. Alright? Today it's called a UFO. Alright? And they told Enoch what they had seen. And Enoch said unto them, On my account does this horse descend upon the earth. The time is come when I must go from you, and I shall no more be seen by you. Isn't that the same thing that the Messiah said? So there were more than just one ascended master. Enoch is also an ascended master. Elijah was another ascended master. Okay? And a horse descended at that time and stood before Enoch. And all the sons of men that were with Enoch saw him. And Enoch then again ordered a voice to be proclaimed, saying, Where is the man that delighted to know the ways of the Most High, his power? Let him come to this day to Enoch before he is taken from us. And all the sons of men assembled and came to Enoch that day. And all the kings of the earth with their princes and counselors remained with him that day. And Enoch then taught the sons of men wisdom and knowledge, and gave them divine instruction. And he bade them Serve the Most High. Walk in his ways all the days of your lives. And he continued to make peace among them. And it was after this that he rose up and rode upon a horse, and he went forth, and all the sons of men went after him, about 800,000 men, and they went with him one day's journey. All right? So you see how on the sixth day some of the men remained and clung to him. All right? You gotta cleave to the children of light. All right? We're the ones with the wisdom and the divine inspiration. All right? The divine wisdom of the Great Spirit. We are the children of light. Okay? The choice is yours, people, because righteousness is not forced. Okay? Only evil forces their way. Only evil gives one their way or no way. Okay? But the truth, the eternal living power, gives you a choice. There's an eternal law in motion. You're going to reap what you sow. And if you choose to not humble yourself and repent for all the wickedness that was allowed to happen by your forefathers in order to obtain your blessing, you choose with your free agency to not turn from that and choose to do righteousness. Understand, it's your choice to reap destruction. All right? The solution, means of solving a problem or dealing with a difficult situation. There is a difficult situation that needs to be dealt with. Okay? There is a situation that needs to be dealt with. What is that situation? The manifested destiny. Okay? Doctrine of discovery. All right? Because before that, there was a people residing on all of these lands. And then the invasion took place. And ever since this invasion took place, the original people have been hidden and diminished, mistreated, trodden underfoot, casted as nothing. Okay? So that is a difficult situation that is going to be dealt with supernaturally. Because leave it to the worst of the heathen, they will never deal with it. They will never take upon themselves, they will never take it upon themselves to repent. Be like, oh, I'm sorry that we did this to you people. Here, let us take a backseat and give back what our forefathers stolen from you. No, see, the only ones that's going to do that is the few righteous elms. But the majority of humanity, oh no, they're not going to do that. See, they're going to cleave on to the blessings of Lucifer as long as they can. Okay? That's why it's going to be supernatural. Okay? Because it's going to be out of their hands. They're not going to be able to stop what's going to happen. Because we've been living in an upside down world where good is called evil and evil is called good. The Most High said, woe to those who call evil good and good evil, and who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Isaiah 5:20. Understand that it is going to right itself. Okay? Your American dream was our nightmare. But the Most High awakened us in the land of our captivity. So now we know who we are. And we're going to get back every single thing. We're going to get back every single thing that was stolen from us. All right? And those who took us into captivity and worked tirelessly to diminish us, keep us hidden, keep our history hidden, keep us trodden underfoot, understand, you're about to reap great destruction. You are only given a time, times, and a half of time. Your time is up. The choice is yours. You are ignoring the children of light to your own detriment. We have been risen up to give you an option. Your leaders, those who establish themselves in authority over all humanity and all creation, has not given us but one option: their way or no way. However, the eternal living power of love and life and all things good has awakened us hidden ones, the children of light, within the lands of our captivity, brought back to remembrance of who we are. We are being used to give out life rafts just before imminent destruction of the wicked. It is your choice. Now, on that note, people, I think I'm going to end it here, because when we come back tomorrow, Father willing, I'm going to continue, and we're going to be listening to a little bit of Big Judah, okay? Because that's what's up next, all right? And he's going to be bringing out what I brung out in the first video. I flow by way of the Spirit. We're going to reiterate some things, okay? Because time's up for this illusion. Time's up for this false-ass reality. You have forced the holy people, the aboriginal, indigenous people, to take a back seat to those who invaded and committed all kinds of atrocities against us, and portrayed themselves to be us this entire time. Stolen identity. Identity theft. Okay? We were a very prominent people here in the Americas, and we gonna get into it even more as we continue into this project. And again, the name of it is You Only Have Two Options: life or death. There is no in between, people. Okay? So, on that note, I bid you farewell and shalom. I will try to come back tomorrow and give you more.